Got it. Here's a travel story based on the river that flows backward. Told as if it's a real-life account from someone who experienced it, set in a small American village with authentic local culture and themes. Studio microphone, The River That Flows Backward, A Journey Through Fairvale, as told by Daniel Foster, amateur geographer, traveler, and accidental witness. I never planned to stop in Fairvale. It was one of those detours that happens when the GPS loses signal and the clouds press too low, thick like smoke. I was driving through Appalachia, one of those quiet highways between Kentucky and West Virginia, when my car started sputtering near a rusted sign that read, "Welcome to Fairvale, founded 1823. Population, 604. It didn't even look like a town, more like a dream someone forgot to finish. 3 streets, a diner, a post office that looked like it hadn't mailed anything since the Eisenhower years, and the kind of houses that were timed like a flannel shirt, comfortable, worn, not trying to impress anyone. I figured I'd stop for coffee. What I found was a story that would follow me long after I left. The waitress at the diner, Carol, and about 60, short white curls, and a voice like gravel and honey, eyed me like she was trying to place my soul on a family tree. "Passing through?" she asked, setting down my mug with practiced precision. "Trying to," I smiled. She didn't return it. Most who find Fairvale weren't looking for it. That's when I first heard about Crooked River. Carol, and said it like everyone should know it. I asked where it was, and she just nodded toward the woods behind the high school football field. "It flows backward," she said, like one might mention the weather. "Always has." Naturally. I thought she meant it figuratively. Some local legend, a quirky nickname, maybe a small dam system that reversed the flow. But she shook her head. "No, sweetheart. I mean it flows upstream, against gravity, always toward the mountains, never away." That was impossible, right? But then again, this was Fairvale, a town that GPS couldn't even find. I walked out to Crooked River later that afternoon. It wasn't hard to spot. Just a few minutes past the old church and a rusting train trestle that curved like a sleeping dragon over the woods. And there it was, a quiet, amber-colored stream, maybe 20 feet across, hugging the tree roots like it was trying to whisper to them. And I swear on my mother's grave, I watched leaves float upstream, against the current, as if time itself had taken a wrong turn. The strangest part? Nobody in town acted like it was unusual. The local mechanic, Jimbo, said his granddaddy used to fish salmon out of it before the state folks came, and said it was ecologically improbable. So the town stopped mentioning it to outsiders. Miss Paulette, the librarian, told me the indigenous tribes who once lived in the valley called it Wegwanaklo, meaning the path the lost take home. Some even said the river knew your name. If you got real quiet near dusk, you might hear it murmuring in a voice like wet stones, repeating names of those who were gone. Not just dead gone, the kind of missing no search party could fix. I didn't believe that part. Not until I heard it myself. That night, I went back alone. The air was colder than it had any right to be in late May. Mist hung low, curling between the trees like breath from something sleeping. I crouched by the riverbank, listening. For the first 20 minutes, nothing but frogs, cicadas, the occasional hoot of an owl. And then, it said my name. Daniel. I froze. Then again, softer this time, like the voice was coming from underwater, from somewhere beneath the current. Daniel Foster. I ran. The next morning, I went back to the diner. I told Carol, and everything. She didn't blink. "You heard it," she said. "You're not the first. You won't be the last." I asked her what it meant. "Why me?" She looked at me with tired eyes. "Some say it's a memory, a current of forgotten time. Picks up people who carry too much of the past." She reached over and gently touched my wrist. "You still grieve your brother, don't you?" I hadn't told anyone in town about Mark. Not how he disappeared in 2018 hiking alone in the Tetons. Not how they found his journal, but never his body. Not how he always talked about coming back changed. I left Fairvale that afternoon. The river kept calling, even after I was miles away. Not audibly, but inside, like a compass needle that didn't know which direction was right anymore. I sent a letter to the County Historical Society, asking if there was any record of Crooked River ever flowing the normal way. They never replied. 6 months later, I received a package with no return address. Inside was a single item, my brother's compass. It was scratched, dented, and pointing north. Except I was holding it sideways. So here's what I think now. Fairvale isn't just a place. It's a moment, a kink in the line of time. A village where something, grief, memory, spirit, refuses to move forward until it's seen. And Crooked River? It flows backward because it remembers everything we try to forget. Believe me, or don't. But if you ever find yourself lost in the Appalachians and see a sign for Fairvale, don't just pass through. Listen,